Hey guys, it's Brandon. We're right back.
Hey, here we are.
We wanted to talk about transcending, the trance that we all go through here on planet Earth, and not getting fooled into the Ascension, Descension, um, savior failure timelines that they want to keep us in. So, with that, we have a few things we want to go over. We want to go over some notions and things that will help you stand more in your power and in that trance.
Yeah, that's going to be very important, I think, to moving uh, inwardly in the direction away from the attachments here, so that we live detached. We have to unattach first, and then conduct ourselves in a manner that we are unattached to anything here that might hold us back. So I think what we wanted to talk about was different thoughts on ending the trance that we're presently in, and I think Brandon had some little mantra type things.
A big part of that I'm finding is the endless part of ending the trance here is to not become attached so much to all the rabbit holes, the various array of things that keep you distracted from doing the inner work that you need to do to transcend this place. And
Absolutely.
by that I mean getting caught up in the world affairs, thinking that I'm here to better this place, or I'm here to usher people into a new cage, a new 5-dimensional Earth, or that I'm here to fix this place and do it by any means necessary. It's more of I'm here to be a way shower in the sense of not having to go down all the rabbit holes. Yeah, the conspiracies are fun. I want to know about the Anunnaki. I want to know about the Elohim. I want to know about Ra, El. Is this all an AI program? But these are all distractions in the sense of not going within, which is the key, and that's why they fill you with debt. They want you to have children. They want you to go to university. They want you distracted from actually being quiet, sitting still, and actually going within and learning that going within provides all the answers. And without the distractions, you can transcend their way of doing things.
We need to be aware of the rabbit hole, and we need to be aware of an outline of it, so that we know not to step into it, because it will trip us up. So many have gotten trapped in those rabbit holes of a variety of different kinds. I couldn't even begin to list all the different distractions that lead to destruction, but the never-ending rabbit hole that goes around and around and around and spirals around and around and around, and one always leads into another, and it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. It's designed that way. It's designed that way to be another snare, another entrapment, another type of inveiglement, where we're ceaselessly looking for knowledge, on the quest for just knowledge. And
this gets into the truth versus knowledge.
Well, it does, and truth. So the truth comes in being able to discern and rightly divide truth and error, evil and good, and realizing where we are, and that, while a cursory knowledge of the rabbit holes, in the sense of being able to discern, oh, that's a rabbit hole, I see that now, and so I will step away and use my free will to stay totally away from it. And so a lot of people don't. They want to go and dive right down into it, and I think that's fine for them. I've done it before, and it was very frustrating. It just seemed to never end, and there was never any conclusion to anything at all. Everything, that song, one thing leads to another.
It just left me wanting more.
Exactly, and that's what they want.
That's what they want.
Because it comes from a place of lack. Because I lack this knowledge. Well, the tree that was bitten off was the knowledge of good and evil. See, we kind of forget that part.
Yep.
And so part of that was the teachings of learning to discern and realize where we really are and what was really going on, even in the alleged Garden of Eden, man, they were in there all naked and afraid. And who goes out in gardens naked? I never understood that at all.
Not at all.
And then he wanted to keep them dumb and stupid, and then they got plunged out into, in the story about, oh gosh, it's the epic or something of Adam and Eve. It talks about what they encountered when they came out. I think the book of Jasher also, and the book of Jubilees has a good timeline on that, and that they came to a place that was barren, it was empty, and they didn't know how to plant things and grow things. So I'm not sure what kind of garden it was, except it must have been, one where King Magnifico was there and gave them everything they wanted. And when they didn't do what he wanted, he cast them out. And so it's kind of the same type of a situation. But the rabbit holes are useful in order to help you figure out where you are. And if you want to stay there, then keep going down the rabbit holes. But having the awareness of what's a rabbit hole and what's not, I think, is paramount to moving on past that and avoiding those pitfalls and falling into that. And then, because actually going around and around and around can put you in a trance. Yep. And it's part of the trance. If we're wanting to end it and we think that we're doing all the good by staying in those rabbit holes, I'm going to tell you we're not. Need to get out of them and need to look within and listen to the still small voice.
Yeah, I think that not complying with their distractions is a huge thing. Like we talked about in a couple of videos back, when I had that dream sequence, I remember specifically yelling, I will not comply, I do not consent, and you do not have my permission. So I was yelling, no permission, no permission. And these entities, whatever you want to call them, these little black blurbs, just dissipated. Like they were scared of hearing that. They did not like somebody standing in their power up against them. And that's something back to the idea of your life force, your energy, we talked about attending to a herd or attending. So I looked up the etymology of attending, and that is to direct one's mind or energy to. Another way to look at that is to direct one's care to. And so again, directing the mind towards the rabbit holes, energy being the life force, and care being, I would say, spirit, honestly, directing all that you are towards something outside of yourself and not going within.
What happens is that we when we attend to something and we put our focus on it, we are sending our life energy to that thing, and we actually make it stronger. So it does not matter whether we send it good love or if we send it hate. We are strengthening it either direction inadvertently, and so that's part of the trap, because they know it's our desires to do, or we have life within us. They do not.
They want to sway us to one side of the coin or the other. They want, like the Chronos thing. If you're hot or cold, I'm going to take you down. If you're lukewarm, I'm spitting you out.
Yeah,
it's the same. They want you to play one side or the other because they enjoy that game of duality.
You're right, they do. But I think what people need to realize is that, because we're taught that if you send something hatred, that will make it disappear, and it does not. Now the Christians in the early Vatican Church came up with the notion of, and other religions too, it's not just the Christians, but it's pretty typical for that line of thinking, where you just go out and destroy that which doesn't agree with you. And so they can put it down and quash it for a while like that, but eventually I think that truth is going to bear out. It may take a while to rebuild back up, and I think that's what we're going through right now, is everything is on a time release. One of the basic laws here is that they have to reveal their method. They have to reveal their plans. They have to reveal these things. They can make it appear to us to be that we're laughing and joking and making fun of something, or that it's just for entertainment. Well, the word entertainment specifically means to keep a hold on you, uh, and to inter is to bury. And so we've got to start looking at these spell casting words, and the entertainment field does exactly that. It gets people, gets a hold of them, and it doesn't let go, because then they get all addicted to, keeping up with the stars and things like that.
Fame and
And
fortune.
yeah, exactly. So the law being that they have to show us, we then can choose to either comply with and go along with whatever the program is that they're sending out, whether it's you need to be entertained, or you must try this new thing, or this is the newest fad, or whatever in the world it is. You need to pay attention to all these politics and all this mess. So we can choose to comply, or we choose to defy and learn to stand in our own truth about what that is. And again, it gets back to rightly dividing truth and error, and detaching those things that don't belong to the true universe, eternal part of you, because this body goes away. We don't take it with us. It's not welcome where we are. This is their body. This is
Their design.
world, their design, their whole thing, and we inhabit it. And so we are not this body at all. They want this body because the other entities, they want to stay here. They like it here. They'd rather rule in hell than serve the quote unquote God in heaven. And that's all, again, more of the program, the setup arrangement here, I guess. So back to the idea of ending the trance, or transcending this whole rabbit hole scenario that many of us have been caught up in, is mainly dependent upon our ability to realize that we'll never get to the bottom of that. This place is so split up in so many directions. It's by design, because everything here is in a state of deterioration. By design, this place is, death is the breaking apart of things that had some semblance of being together. It's the dissolution. It's the decomposition of what was formerly composed is being undone. And so that's why everything has to be split and split and split. We were split to make us weaker. And so as we are ending the trance, we can realize that even we have been split, and part of our own regaining our own strength will be in reconnecting with our higher lit self, is what I call it, across whatever vastness that they have us distributed, and calling in the shards, basically, and calling to your own self. It's time to go home, recollecting the pieces, and then I think there will be something, a gathering of some sort. I don't really think it will be like what a lot of different religions, or even a lot of the Ascension crowd teaches like that. I really don't know. But I just feel in my spirit that maybe my spirit will just leave this body, which would be good riddance. And, they want to, oh, well, your demon will have, I don't care. It's theirs. I don't want it. But by golly, while I'm in this sucker, you better stay the heck away from me. And so now that I'm awake, or more awake, that was always kind of one of my things anyway, is recognizing those alternate forces that want to inhabit these bodies. They need a material body. Even I think it was Albert Einstein said that that what we are is light and energy slowed down, which makes matter, which is the whole E equals MC squared formula that he came up with. Energy equals mass moving at the speed of light. Well, when you slow that speed of light down to really slow, like we probably are energetically, then it materializes like we are here. It doesn't mean that it's not real. It means that that is what is in that particular density. And it's called a density because it's dense matter. So we're more dense here because the light is slowed down, whereas on the higher planes, it's more energetic at a higher rate. The matter moves faster, basically, until it becomes light or light energy. But there's even a higher thing than that. It's outside of this realm, I think, and the best word I can come up with is essence. And I think that's where ultimately some of us will be directed at heading out in that direction.
I totally agree with you, Carrie. My closing comments would be to everybody that's listening to this to be aware that part of the awakening process is becoming aware to all the negative here, and then another part's the falsity of the light, not just the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing, but also the false light, religions, and giving your power away to different entities and beings. Be it if you're channeling information, I mean, you truly don't know where that's coming from. I can't stand when I hear somebody, oh, I channeled this or I got this. I'm like, okay, so you just picked up a frequency from somewhere that you're unaware of their true intention, and they're telling you to go along with their plan to do something that's not in your best interest within this chaotic matrix, we'll call it. And so to stand in your power, I would say to basically stop participating in their games. Stop participating in the way they want you to think. If they can control the mind, they can control the heart, and if they can control those two things, they're going to control the avatar.
Mm-hmm.
So just be very weary and know that on the awakening journey, there comes a point where you have to stop going so deep in some of these rabbit holes and go within. It's like I feel like it's almost like the final stage of things. It feels like way to me. It's like, dude, put away all the other stuff that you think you need to have knowledge of and just seek the truth. And where are you going to find that? You're not going to find it out there in a book, or, it's like the idea of what the character Jesus says, like, kingdom of heaven's not out there, it's within. All the answers are within. And once you learn how to do that and be still and listen to that quiet voice, everything starts to be revealed.
Right. If you need to connect with something, seek out your own higher self, your own. That's a whole nother program on the splitting. But seek out your own voice.
We're getting there, guys, on the split.
Yeah.
Promise.
The higher, your own higher self, not the higher self that others may claim or something. I don't know. I think that we'll know instantly when we have it. It's kind of like the still small voice. We were talking about a while ago, Brandon, about a study coming up that has been done about the increase in the number of people who do not have an internal monologue going on. For me, mine's just almost all the time. And I find that sad. It must be incredibly...
It must be real quiet there.
Quiet, but I guess, and they like that, but I guess they don't, because these people will be the ones that always have to have some kind of noise going on, or drama, or something like that constantly going on, being all up in the business of the, who's who and the actors and the singers and all that mess, and imitating all of them. I think these are the ones that imitate, start dressing like their heroes and things like that. And, and I think we all go through a little time period.
It's almost like the need to be entertained. Like without entertainment, they're nothing.
Well, yeah. And the entertainment, if we look at that as containment, then we probably have a better idea of why the entertainment industry is so big.
Yeah, absolutely.
So ending the trance is going to be contingent upon cutting off all the other voices and finding your own inner voice and listening to that, which is the kingdom within. I just would use caution. I think that these people are talking with entities, but I think they're in the astral, They can pretend to be positive or negative, but I think if you started questioning them on a deeper level, most times I've understood them to either entirely close off or weird things will start to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not convinced that these are who they purport to be. I know that deception, lying, and veiling is their rule for this inverted version, the copy or the copy of the copy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important to be able to see that.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Have a good day.
Bye bye.